We love you. It's time to eat, boy. Your first meal.
Ayan na. Sabi hikap, tinatanong ko pa.
Hi, Mommy.
When you give birth to your firstborn, your world changes. You give birth to a world changer kasi your world turns upside down. Hindi lamang po yan, you're giving birth to a new person, a new being. You're giving birth to a baby, but you're also giving birth to a new self. 8-year-old mom na po ako, and I don't know everything. I don't think it's possible to know everything. And you know, nakakatawa kasi I'm like one of those people who like to research on things. Nakakatawa lang kasi parang kahit na anong basa mo, iba talaga yung actual experience kaysa dun sa nabasa mo, di ba? I mean, like, I read up on all of these, like, natural birth books, what to do, how to know when you're in labor, and lo and behold, nung araw ng aking labor po, meron akong parang dysmenorrhea-like cramp sa tiyan. Tapos parang sabi ko, ito na kaya yun? You know, I kept going back to my notes, is this it? Is this it? And I realized there is no way of knowing until I actually get to the hospital and give birth to this child. You can only know so much from books, but never really know the real thing until it happens to you. I think that was the main story ng isang first-time mom. Kasi nung din nag-pregnancy test ako, isa rin nakakatawang storya yun. Kasi nag-pregnancy test ako for the first time in my life. Almost in my spirit, in my flesh. Alam ko na buntis ako. Umihi ako, pinatak ko dun sa test. I waited a while and nothing was happening. And I was like, ay, mali. So parang medyo disappoint ako na, hindi pa rin ako buntis. So I threw it in the trash can, went back to my husband. Nakakatawa kasi nasa box naman yun, di ba? Na parang ilang minutes ka dapat maghintay. So nung nakita ko na lang sa Google na, you know, I could have like not waited enough time pala. I ran right away to the trash can. And when I got it through enough, I saw 2 lines, and of course my life has changed.
Small circle, small circle.
Kay Philip ko lang din na experience or natutunan na trust is not automatic. Every day, ang ginagawa mo lang ay paulit-ulit na bagay. Nagpapadede, nagpapaligo, nakikipaglaro, nagpapatulog. For at least for the first 4 to 5, 6 months of your life. And that could feel like, ito lang ba talaga? Ang liliit naman nung kailangan kong gawin. Is this all that I'm supposed to do as a mom? And if you're a mom and you're feeling that right now, let me encourage you na trust and love are formed and built not through big moments, but in these seemingly very mundane chores, seemingly very small things that you have to do for them. That is a very big thing. Sinabi ni Ruth Ann Hammond, how human culture is first conveyed to infants is quite literally in our hands. The next time you feel like walang kwenta yung ginagawa nyo, even naman hindi lang infant kahit ngayon na 8 years old na yung anak ko, when I touch him, when I hug him, it's literally me being able to represent what human culture is all about through my hands to my child. So meron ding sinabi si Magda Gerber na sabi niya, caregiving times are relationship building times. And sabi na, again, from that same book, I got this from a book from Ruth Ann Hammond, that caregiving is not something that we do to the baby, but with the baby. The caregiving times are really the times where you get to know each other. And I could see this in Philip's face before. I remember I would give him a bath. And the way by which I would give him a bath, whether I handled him roughly or gently, plays a big part to how he would react to the bath. Alam niya yung hawak na may fear, alam niya rin yung hawak na may gentleness, alam niya yung hawak na very respectful, and I always would use that time to talk to him and narrate to him what I would do to him. So I would say na, I'm going to put water on your body already. Do you like the temperature? Do you like it warmer? Do you like it colder? Would you like for us to stay some more and have a bubble bath? Or do you want to go already and nurse in the bedroom? Alam ko hindi naman sumasagot yung bata, pero napakalaking bagay na nakikita ko nagre-respond siya with his body language and even his eyes. And even, this is scientifically studied. This is evidence-based that when you talk to a child, they call it narration. When you narrate to the child, it helps them to have a better sense of what's happening to them. And it communicates respect to them. Now, you're not just doing things to them, but you're involving them in the process. And this is an overall effect, even in their minds, in their way of being, na I get to own my life. Hindi lang yung basta-basta kung sino lang yung pwede akong hawakan, but that people must respect me. What I allow or not allow to be done to my body. Very, very sensitive thing na recently ko lang din naintindihan when I already had my second child.
Are you excited to be a big brother?
Yes, because it's a friend will not leave behind.
What's nice about being a second-time parent is that you have experience on your side. At this point, I was already coming from a different kind of experience because prior to Manu, there were 2 miscarriages. We tried for a baby ng 2016. I got pregnant. We thought, of course, na, it was just going to happen the same way it happened before. Only to find out that I was going to miscarry that baby. And, of course, I had to recover from that. When I thought that I've recovered enough, we tried again for another baby. And I miscarried again. And so you could just imagine that when I found out that I was pregnant with Manu, fear just overwhelmed me. And the very first thing on my mind was like, am I going to lose again? And I tried so hard to not think about it. I said, Lord, your will be done. Of course, I will not lie na parang it would be easier, nung time na yun, ang iniisip ko, it would be easier to believe na mawawala na lang para hindi na ako umasa. And that was constantly the feeling that I had to fight the entire time until makalabas siya na this child is going to come through. And then when they were doing the ultrasound on me, I don't know why, but all of a sudden, the sound came on the monitor. Even before the doctor could say it, I already heard the heartbeat of Manu. And I immediately was in tears. Sabi ko, oh my gosh, he is alive. I have not lost him. And so from that point on, may mga threats pa rin here and there. The pregnancy was nothing like my firstborns na para akong considered as an APAS patient. And so I had to inject every day. It's like a blood thinning medication that I had to inject on my tummy. Feeling ko yung medications ko palang grabe, breakfast na ba to sa sobrang dami. Just to make sure na whatever we don't see and cannot cover, mapoprotektahan pa rin yung anak ko by drinking those medicines. So sa klase pa lang ng pregnancy hanggang sa birth, alam ko na hindi ko pwedeng isipin na Manu is going to be another Philip. By the way, for those of you who don't know, I gave birth in my home, here in this very home, in this very floor, right there on the left, by the bed. I gave birth to Manu. And again, life has never been the same ever again. Tsaka mas lalong hindi the same ever again kasi talagang sobrang iba tong anak ko from the first. Hindi siya, in short, yung firstborn ko. Which is also the beauty of it. Because, we have Philip, we have each other, kaming mag-asawa. But to have Manu is like, you're so different from us. Or you're so not like your kuya. That we cannot imagine not having you around because then life will not be complete.
This is what God brought us. Remember you prayed so hard? I'll talk to him.
Guess what, Philip? They didn't cut me up.
They didn't.
God honored your prayer. You've been waiting for him, huh? He's finally here.
Ang maganda naman sa meron ka ng experience ay meron ka ng mga trusted na mga practices, even to products, na babalik-balikan mo lang na katulad ng nursing. The practice there that I kept And the mindset there that made me think na, I should continue no matter what was that breastfeeding kasi is not only an issue of breast milk. Early on, even in Philip, I realized that breastfeeding is not only a matter of nourishment when it comes to their food. The breast is a place of trust and comfort where they get to really be intimate with you and close to you, skin to skin, di ba? Yung bonding time ninyo na bibuild doon sa breastfeeding moments ninyo. And there was a part there wherein I would just pump my milk, give it to him in a bottle, but still put him on my breast to suckle and go to sleep. And why did I do that? Kasi sabi ko, alam mo, kahit hindi na sa akin manggaling yung pagkain, basta sa akin pa rin nanggagaling yung closeness at pagmamahal. Okay na ako doon. Another thing na binabalik-balikan ko na na-experience ko kay Philip, nagawa ko ulit doon sa second was yung bath times. Napaka-precious ng bath time sa amin. Because it's really a time where you get to talk to your baby and value the presence of that person in front of you. And how many of us na nanay na feeling natin kasi pag bath time nga, parang malinisan lang natin to, yun na yung point. But remember, when babies are babies, they really have no other schedules on their list except for play, eat, and take a bath and sleep. And so this is a very large part of their life to actually have that bath. And so this is one thing that I teach to like friends who are just about to have a baby. I also recommend some products to them like Lactacid Baby. Large part of that is because that was the very first soap na ginamit kay Philip. The same thing, I apply the same thing to Manu, na yung bath times namin ay sacred. From the moment that he was born up until now, bath times are very important for us. And it also helps him to be in tune with his very own body. I realized that as adults, lumaki tayong hindi tayo masyadong tinuruan na makinig sa ating mga katawan. Now, I'm learning that the bath time is a very good way to actually help your child get to know his body, what it feels like, what it prefers, or if there's something wrong, it feels something wrong inside. It's a very good way to teach them. So with my second born, it is very important for him that it is warm. He doesn't like it hot. He doesn't like it cold. He likes it, mama, warm. So, yan. Tapos siya rin yung mahilig sa bubble bath. Kahit na pa-3 na siya, naisipin mo pang infants lang ba to? Right now, he's really just enjoying all of his baths like he's soaked in his like baby bathtub. And he can just stay there for 30 minutes. Napakalikot po ng anak ko na yan. Pero, pag pinag-take a bath mo siya, kaya niya tumagal doon ng 30 minutes just playing, just, marveling at the bubbles, like observing the feeling and the sensation. He also, I noticed this about him also when he got sick one time, na ang parang pinaka-soothing feeling na hinahanap niya was to have a warm bath. And so he would just have the shower running down on his back and he would be there for a long time. And then he would, when he's done, he'll tell me, and then we'll go back to bed, and then I'll make him feel warmer from the bath. But I knew it already that baths are very special to him. It makes him feel safe, it soothes him, it calms him. Dito ko rin natuturo sa kanya yung mga parts of the body. So, ang dami talagang uses ng bath, honestly, na nasasabi ko sa kanya, can you raise your kilikili? O where are your elbows? Can you show me your knees? Are they dirty? Are your feet black? I just love our baths. Short of saying that I love our baths. And I even love it more that we have a soap that just, well, one is it brings good memories, like it triggers good feelings in me, that whole smell thing. Also, at the same time, lately ko lang to nalaman sa pagka-nerd ko, I researched on it that I didn't know before when they used it on Philip, was that it has lactose serum and lactic acid, which are derivatives of milk protein. Tas, medyo na pa nerdy geek out ako doon na, teka muna, di ba yung breast milk, yun nga yung logic na parang pagka pinapagamit ito for mga sugat sa katawan, na mas mabilis daw mag-heal. And then I'm like, ting! Yun siguro yun! And this is why it's also called lactacid. O, di ba? Nakakatawa. Kasi nga, akala ko when the first time I saw it, I was like, Lactacid Baby? May baby bath pala ito. And then you realize that you've only known lactacid as a female wash but never as a baby bath. And now I'm discovering that it has an entire line. So meron siyang toddler baby bath, meron din siyang milky, rich moisture bath, and then the lactacid baby, the plain baby soap, which, you know, most hospitals I think use when you first give birth and then give your baby a first bath. I bring it with me everywhere. Kahit na kunwari mo may playdate lang kami, dinadala ko pa rin siya kasi nga yung isa kong anak medyo naiba dun sa first. The second one is like Mr. Hubadero, okay? Ito na po, sasagutin ko na po ang most pressing questions ng mga moms out there na humuhusga sa akin na ano daw bang klaseng nanay ako at hinahayaan ko lang maghubad. Nakahubad yung anak ko, wala daw bang damit? Dress to kill daw ako, tapos sabay si Manu hindi. Okay, ito na po. A-answer ko na po. Bakit ba siya laging nakahubad? The answer there is because gusto niya po. We usually start with a shirt and pants on or shorts. And then after a while, he would just take it off one by one because he feels hot. I asked him, why are you taking off your clothes? And he says, all the time, consistently, naiinitan daw siya. So, hindi ko naman siya pinipigilan pag hindi naman talaga kailangan. But then when there are moments when, you know, you need to be dressed talaga. Some malls don't allow naked kids. I would tell him and he understands and he complies naman. But if it's just like outside, playing, hinahayaan ko na kasi naiinitan naman talaga ang bata. So far, hindi pa naman po siya nagkakasakit. Yung medyo danger lang dyan ay yung pagka nagkakaroon siya ng sugat. You know, I mean, like, kids' skin are prone to scars or like, it's very sensitive. And I'm just so glad that this one is working out for us. And apparently, it's because of those two things that is present in all of their line. And this is also why they call it the G3, yung gently restores, gently protects, and gently cleans. So a lot of baby baths out there would tell you they would clean, they would moisturize, but none of them actually say na it can bring back the natural protective barrier of the baby skin. So yun yung meron itong lactacid. Kaya siya yung pinili ko. Kasi lalo na for the kind of baby that I have, that he's like, you know, sumusuot kung saan-saan, black na yung paa. Diba? Na yung nawawala sa kanya, nare-restore ng baby soap namin. And at the same time, no, kasi like, yung iba kasi would promise you moisture, but also take away some of it by the harmful chemicals. And I've researched on this and they really are very gentle. So, kaya nga gentle eh. Hindi siya yung parang very strong on the chemicals na kahit na anong benefit naman ito ay na, kumbaga na nullify lang din noon namang kinukuha or natatanggal nito sa'yo. So, hanggang ngayon, even Philip is already 8 years old, dala-dala ko pa rin ang soap niya para lang to be sure that there is protection for them. Ayan na, nakwento ko na sa inyo halos yung parang the first few memories that I have and I hold dear to my heart as, you know, a mom of 2. And right now, this wouldn't be a complete Mother's Day or Mother's Month vlog if I'm not able to really talk to you guys. I actually prepared a little something. And this is called the 3 H's of motherhood. And the first is like to affirm you that you're not getting it wrong. You're not just being maarte or anything. Motherhood is hard. That's the first H of motherhood. If you think about it, you have to stretch your uterus, your tummy, and yourself, your heart, your emotions. You have to transform your ways of living and being just to be able to accommodate this new being into your life. Diba? Na hindi natin kailangan i-deny sa ating mga sarili na may mga paghihirap na kasama ang pagiging nanay. But also, at the same time, the second age of motherhood is healing. It can be healing. Diba nakakatawa na ikaw in your head as a mom, I don't think I'm doing enough. I'm inadequate. I don't think that I'm the perfect mom for this child. And yet this child adores me like no other. This child goes crazy if I'm not around. I am the safe space of my child. Mas gusto niyang kadikit niya ako kesa being anywhere else in the world. Lalo na in the first 7 years of life, right? Mommies, tanggapin niyo. Kasi ang lakas maka-heal nito. No one is going to be a perfect parent. But when we allow love to change us, then it heals us and it makes us better parents. Also, you know, when you deal with kids kasi, parang it's kind of like your life is flashing before your eyes na, I was once like this. And you begin to assess things that you've received and not received in your childhood. And that is the beginning of healing. Knowing that, acknowledging things that you are grateful for, and acknowledging things that you lack that were not given to you, that you can now resolve. And the third H is that motherhood is a holy calling. If you think about it, no other job in the world is like that. Anybody can be a CEO, anybody can be a clerk, anybody can be a writer, a content creator, but nobody else can be Philip and Manu's mom but me. No one can be the mom of your child. It is a holy calling. This is a set-apart role, a consecrated role that is just made for you. Nothing like motherhood has, turned me into such a fearful person. It's hard to think of that huge responsibility that was entrusted to us. One, you are so grateful and honored. Thank you, napili mo ko. Pero may mga days na, my gosh, hindi ko alam tong ginagawa ko. Tama ba ako para sa role na to? And there's no use to asking that question anymore na, am I enough? Will I ever do right by my children for the rest of my life? Well, there is only one thing that you and I and all the rest of the moms in the world have. And we are the only ones who will say, will we give it or not give it? And that is time. This is not unlimited. One day, time will run out. As moms, we have to deal with windows of opportunity. This is a window for them to learn this. This is a window for them to feel this. And once that window is closed or that time has passed, we can never go back to it again. And wala na tayong masyadong magagawa kasi nagsara na yung panahon na yun. At ang kadalasan na hindi natin nakikita ay, when you spend most of it with your children, you feel like you're not accomplishing anything. Pero malalaman mo na lang sa huli na ang laki pala nung bagay na naibigay mo just by giving them the time. And what do I mean by that? Just don't hurry. Have an unhurried life. Be present with your kids. When they talk to you, look them in the eye. Kasi nga lahat yan lilipas. My 8-year-old is no longer the baby Philip that I once had. The Philip who just keeps crying every time I have to part ways with him. There was a point in his life when he was 4 that I put him in a school. And it was what caused him to want a watch. Kasi sabi niya, gusto ko malaman pag 4:30 na kasi ibig sabihin nun makikita na tayo ulit. Hindi na siya ganun ngayon. Hindi naman sa hindi niya na ako gusto, pero humahaba na yung moments niya na okay lang na hindi kaming magkasama. And accepted ko na yon na pag tumanda siya, it would be weeks, months, that he would not see me, but he will not falter. And that's the right way naman to raise children. We're not raising them to be fully dependent on us, but to be independent of us. And it's a bittersweet thing. Motherhood is bittersweet. But for all the pains and joys of motherhood, it is all worth it. Remember, you're raising world changers. People who have first changed your world and will be changing the worlds that God will put them in as well. If you get to give them the love today and the time today, they will be able to give the love and the time to the people that God has called them to just help in this lifetime as well. Ganun ko nakikita yung pagiging world changer nila. And I hope you see that too. Because sometimes when we're so tired with all the chores of motherhood, we forget that there's something very special happening in the simplest of days, the most ordinary of days that we actually spend at home. Guys, this is it. Belated Happy Mother's Day. There's still a whole month for you to celebrate yourselves. Give yourselves a pat on the back and a big hug. Sana hug din kayo ng mga anak ninyo. so that they could just, make you feel how important and valuable and special you are to their lives. And that's it. I'll see you again for the next vlog. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Turn on your notification bell para alam nyo kung meron akong bagong mga vlog releases. And that's it. Bye, guys!
Like si Matthew Blood. A real